So what'd you think about that Nate Diaz street fight? You know?
Oh yeah, I seen it on Snapchat.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I seen it on Snapchat, and I don't know, bro. I think like, man, I hate to see any athlete, bro, that just like gets looked at the wrong way on social media or like even like NFL players, boxers, or anything that go broke or like aren't doing good for themselves. Like it kind of sucks, man, because it's like, you know, it's like how when we used to say how like the veterans wanted to die as heroes.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like that. It's weird, but. I don't know. I feel like, man, the guy was a lookalike. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, it was
a
Jake
guy
Paul or
that
some shit.
guy who got famous from looking like Jake Paul. Yeah. But I could understand it if he's drunk, which he most likely. I don't know if he was or wasn't, but I think he was. Being on, I don't know where they were. But it looked
I don't know exactly where they were. It was like it looked like a bunch of people.
Looked like New Orleans or something. I don't know, but either way, it kind of reminded me of like, you know, just. If you're in fight or flight, which for him I think it's very easy to be in fight or flight, and if anything is more in fight or flight than not, because he's famous. Everybody's calling.
I mean,
him
if
out.
you've seen in the video, like he was trying to get away from the guy. He was trying to get away from.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was trying.
The guy was coming up to him like.
No, yeah, he was trying to get away. He was walking around, and then when he got away, kind of, it looked like he was getting away. The guy ended up still trying to approach him, and then he ended up sleeping the guy. So I mean, I think it's like he was trying to like de-escalate, trying to get away, and then he had no choice but to defend himself. He don't know this guy. He don't know what's going on.
I think
that's what people got to realize. You guys got to relax on, like, when you see a celebrity, even if you're not intentionally trying to hurt somebody, when you come towards a celebrity, be careful because they don't know you. They don't know you guys, and you know, at the end of the day, 100%. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Right. I remember when we were at that UFC fight that we're going to be talking about. I remember when DC, someone went ahead and put his hand on his shoulder and he just flipped his hand out the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these fans sometimes they get ridiculous, man.
But it's like, bro,
these guys are human beings still. They're still people.
Exactly. Think of common sense. Somebody comes up to you randomly. You're
touch me. I don't know.
At a Walmart or something. And he just comes to you. He's like, hey, bro. Hey. He just lets it like, bro.
Nah, that's out.
Like, you know, you could cause someone to have a like PTSD reaction and freaking rock you.
And so Nate Diaz, after that incident, he ended up getting he hired a bodyguard. Oh, the bodyguard's not for him. Oh. It's to protect the fans. You know, like, hey, dude, the bodyguard has to, like, de-escalate it more because the fans, dude, Nate Diaz is a deadly person.
Yeah, he has also that type of mentality where he's not going to back down. No. Like, he's, like, you have the same mentality. Like but I'm just saying, like, it's a good mentality.
You got to be able to defend yourself in certain situations.
And I don't think I don't ever see Nate Diaz, I think, like, you know what I mean, escalating situation. You know, he'll address a situation that came to him in the wrong way. Like, I remember when I seen a video, I don't know if you've ever seen it, with the reporter. He comes up to the reporter, and the reporter's interviewing him. And he's like, yeah, and then he starts talking to me, he just slaps him at the back of the head.
Something the reporter did,
Exactly, so something the reporter said about him, something, and he smacked the mic right out of his hand. Like that. Yeah, he said something about his boy or something. But, like, it's just, everybody knows that's who he is, that's how he is. And it's like, bro, for you to I wouldn't even approach a guy, and I don't even have any ill intention. Me, personally, I would not. I would just say, hey, Nate, and that's it. And I guarantee he'd probably give me a head shrug, and that's it. Because of how much he probably went through. Like, that's it. He's not going to get too friendly or too close because he's afraid he's going to have to rock me.
I mean, yeah, because you put yourself in that guy's shoes and Nate's shoes. Mm-hmm. Like, how would you react to that? Like, you would have no choice. You would feel like your back is against the wall.
Yeah. And dude, that's now that you bring that up, like, a month and a half ago, I think, or 2 months ago, same situation where, you know, I had a guy who's we just got out of my daughter's doctor's appointment.
Oh yeah, but what exactly happened? Because I know you told me briefly.
Yeah, but the guy was driving very slow. It was St. Patrick's Day. It was on a Saturday. I don't know if this guy already started drinking or not. He's going like 15 miles per hour. And so now I'm all right behind him, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to wait for the guy because he has his signal on to take a left.
Oh, wow.
Then he doesn't. He goes to take a left. He changes his mind, hops back in the lane. I'm like, okay, I was about to like ram into him because I'm now, gonna go pass him up. So I wait again patiently, and now that there's an only for him to get into, he slowly goes into it, you know.
Wow.
So I pass him up and I give him a beep to, you know, wake up the guy, kind of be like, yo, what are you doing? And sure enough, the guy wants to follow me now. So I go down a block early from my own block, you know, I wait outside the car, you know, and sure enough, the guy's come down the block, and I tell him, hey man, you know, I don't want any problems. I beeped at you to like wake you up, to hurry up.
Yeah.
You're holding back traffic. And he just starts slurring stuff. He starts, yelling stuff, and he swore. And I was like, okay. Anyways, going fast forward, the guy follows me to the house. He had like done some aggressive driving over some bushes and grass to stop my car from moving. It got really, really escalated to the point where I felt threatened. My wife was scared.
Just to clarify, he ended up pulling up to your house. Did you know he's still following you, or did you think he was?
Oh no! I thought I got rid of him because we had.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, if he's still following,
you know that part, right? Yeah. So I pulled into the parking lot and I got rid of him, and I pulled out of this parking lot close to my apartment complex.
So he was gone.
Right, and I pulled into my apartment complex, and I zoom around to go to my back door to drop off my wife and my daughter, and then if the guy's still around, I'm gonna call the cops. And as I'm pulling up to the back door, this guy drives over the sidewalk and grass and bushes. Bro, the guy went totally nuts. I was like, what the hell? So I put the car in park, I hop out the car, and I just, I blacked out. I'm all in protection mode right now. I'm fight or flight, protecting, stand my ground.
Yeah.
And so I hopped out the car and I told him, man, you better get the hell out of here. And you can go wait down the block. Now, since you know where I live, you wait down that block, I'm gonna call the cops. I got my wife calling the cops now, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, you're not going anywhere. He's talking to me like, like he's authority or something.
Yeah.
Like what? So I go ahead and I grab a handful of rocks, and I'm waiting for the guy. And I told him, I was like, listen, you need to get the hell out of here. I'm gonna start tossing some rocks, and to protect myself, protect my wife, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So he ends up driving away. And he ends up parking right at my back door.
Oh, hell.
Like, as in, you're not going anywhere. So I had one rock left in my hand. I chucked that rock, because that's it. It's like, yo, you know what? You're taking my kindness for weakness. I've explained to you multiple times throughout this time you've been following me to stop following me.
Yeah.
That you're making me feel threatened, right? Luckily, for him that day, honestly, in the state of Illinois, we have carry to conceal. You know this.
Yeah.
I have a carry to conceal. But that day, I didn't know
where. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the reason being is because I'm going to.
You never know when you need it, man.
Right, you never know. Because I was at the doctor's appointment for my daughter. I said, forget about it. I don't really need it. I'm going to the doctor's office with this.
Yeah.
Good. So luckily for him, that's what God wrote, man, and I'm happy about it too because, what happened is once I hit the back tail light of his car, obviously the guy hops out. He's like, that's it, we're fighting. So I'm not going to approach the guy. I'm not going to attack him. I don't know what he got. So now he's coming up to me. The entire time there was no threat feeling or anything. But, when this guy hopped out, I'm 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
And this guy hopped out, he's like 6'1".
Oh, wow.
And to be honest, I don't have too many fights in my life. I'm not the guy who goes into just fighting right away, unless I'm in positions like this, I guess, this is what happens.
Yeah.
So he starts to approach me, and I'm now, when you're in fight or flight, you know how it is, you're just analyzing everything real fast. I'm looking at his hands, I'm paying attention to how, even how he runs, very sloppy. He ran with his hands down towards me.
And at this point, your wife and daughter are still in the car?
Well, my wife hops out the car because now she's worried for me. Which, now she's making wrong decisions too, so she hops out the car. And she's now running up to him to like pretty much push and separate. No. So I tell her without looking, because I don't want to look at her and he gets me. I tell her, hey, go back into the car and call the cops. And he ends up putting his hands first right on me, on my chest. Once he put his hands on the chest, I went ahead and grabbed on top of the back of his neck, pulled him down to my level, and I got him in a headlock. Okay, perfect. But why I bring this up is because when my back was against the wall and I had him in a headlock, it was a good position to keep things safe and neutral, but I didn't lock it for instance, like standing guillotine, right?
Okay.
Right, I think it was called, Coach Lou was talking about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, where you're saying you got it not in a nice tight grip lock, and
Yeah.
you're using, I think you're using your forearm, I believe, to pinch it shut. But
So
I didn't do that. I just put a headlock. I just put like a neck lock almost.
Just to keep them.
Yeah, and I squeezed, man. I'm not gonna lie. I squeezed and held and squeezed, and then I kind of, didn't want my arms to get so tired out. And 30 seconds into the fight, and man, dude, sure enough, this guy is I'm holding him and said, hey man, you're not gonna go anywhere until the cops come. I was like, I told you I have my wife and my kids with me. I'm not trying to fight you.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to fight, this is how it's gonna be. So he ends up trying to push me back and forth, and I got the wall behind me. But I put my foot behind me with my heel. Why? Because I'm trying to keep myself from bumping into the wall and his head.
Mm.
So what does he do? He keeps pushing, and now he's getting more grip. And so I told him, hey man, if you push me one more time, you're gonna hurt yourself. He did not listen at that moment. Exactly, he pushed me, and I ended up tripping a bit back, and he hit his top of his head on the brick wall behind me. He ends up bleeding down his face. So now he's upset, and he says, I'm ex-military, you're done for. And at that moment, I'm not gonna lie, man, at that moment I thought he was about to pull out some knife or something, hit me right in the ribs. I was tweaking. I was like, you know what? I'm holding him in a headlock, and and now squeezing again, right? And then he ends up, I'm just sitting there, I'm feeling some pinches between my legs. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What's that feeling? This guy was trying to grab my balls. What kind of military shit?
Hey, listen, it's a street fight, so
well, I get it.
anything's going. I guess
man.
that guy,
but my morals and ethics will beat me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's not
crazy.
good.
That's
You know what I mean? It's not good. And I just realized, like, this guy's trying to rip my kids away from me, man. I said, oh hell no. I said, I got a cute baby. I'm trying to have more.
Yeah.
So I ended up dropping on my knees. I yelled out for help. Thank God this neighbor comes out bigger than him, pins us both on the wall and separates us. But I do put a lot more respect with the athletes as fighters, man. Because like with even Coach Lou, when we went for the first time to go work out, after we were dragged through hell, he expected us to punch a few punches, but it's okay. But when you were telling me jab, and you were showing me how a jab is, because you have a little bit more understanding with it, so you were showing me how a jab is. I'm like, bro, who the hell punches like that? I don't even realize people punch. Jabs is like real quick, coming from the side, direct. And I thought jab is like more of like a haymaker, you know what I mean?
No,
that's not it. That's a haymaker. So
there's a hook.
There's a lot
jab is usually straight.
Jab is straight. Hook is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I don't know.
No, that's okay.
But
But
you know what I mean?
I wanted to get back to what you were saying about like you said, man, I felt like my back was against the wall.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is something that a lot of men, and I don't care who you are, you could be a different race, you could be big, short, doesn't matter what it is. Every single man, and everybody, no one could bullcrap me, man.
Yeah.
Every single man in this world has the pressure on their shoulders, a chip on their shoulders of fighting. Whether you're protecting your kids, you're protecting your mom, your sisters, you're in school, you're either going to get bullied, someone's going to try you. And this is something that not a lot of females have, not a lot of women have. Maybe there's some women that have to deal with as protectors, but majority of it is the males that are protecting at all times, even themselves.
Yeah.
And, it's unfortunate, like you walk down the street right now, by yourself, you see other man next to you coming towards you. You just know you're guarded, and that person's guarded. You just feel it, and you never know what to expect. So, that shows that and it's crazy how this happened after we had that talk on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah. If you guys
that you were saying that, what would you do, fight or flight? Right. Now, was that something you try to de-escalate, right? So that was my point at that time was. Not everything you can de-escalate. Of course, that's everyone's goal. We don't all want to fight.
Right.
Obviously, we're not in the UFC. We're not, doing that stuff. But
I'm not getting paid for
there's a time. Sometimes you got to man up and you got to handle your business. And you did well, and that's good. I'm glad you and your wife are safe.
Yeah, man, it was great. And then obviously the court went through and our heads were cooled down. The guy apologized. Not gonna lie, same thing. Like I said, my morals and ethics get the best of me. I'm a barber. I like to please people. I hate to keep people on a bad note. Yeah. So I went ahead and I told him, I was like, hey bro, I did throw the rock at your taillight. It's $85. It was a 2016 Nissan Sentra, But he had a clean car. I'm not gonna lie. If it was crap, what's the point, right? have a brand new headlights can make it look more crappy. But it was a clean car, so I had to offer it to him. And I told him that, and he's like, "No, man, this is my fault. I caused this, and you know what? Thank you so much."
You're too nice, bro.
Yeah, but I was
Honestly,
happy. I was happy
I
that
would
he
never have done
kept
that.
that same.
He's
attitude.
like, I would have probably wanted to kill him in the courtroom.
Yeah, I know. That's
You're
why.
just too
Remember, I
nice.
told you you have Nate Diaz mentality.
No, man, I don't got an idea. I got defensive mode mentality, bro. I'm not gonna. Hell no, you just
Okay,
offered a
yeah,
guy
Nate Diaz is
that
offensive.
guy could have threatened your wife and kid. I would have never done that.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
it's okay. You
100%.
took the apology. Hey, if I see you
100%.
next time, whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, I did want to move on to the UFC 288.
Woo!
Crazy card. Okay,
Yeah,
and
bite my
for
nail.
those of you guys don't know, before we get into that,
Yeah.
Lou, you know his birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday,
Happy
Lou!
birthday, Lou.
And wish
You're
you
the
guys
man.
the best, inshallah, with many blessings,
Mhm.
you and your wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't make it today, but hopefully
Yeah.
we'll catch him next time. And yeah, so let's go into UFC 288. I would like to start with that one, the Russian guy that fought the Brazilian.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Did
Well,
you
no,
see-
wait. Let's start with that other guy though. I think he's part of Khabib's like training team. and
Oh
stuff,
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
guy was dope, man. That guy he turned off the other guy. He didn't
Yeah,
knock
that
him out.
guy. Yeah, that
I
guy.
swear. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a blonde. He's usually blonde haired, an African American guy, right? Let me see. Let me look.
I got it right here.
You got him?
Yeah, you're talking about
What's his name?
Ali Sekur. Ali's.
Oh,
I'm
Ali.
sorry if I butcher this.
Alice
Alice
Kurov.
Rav. Yeah.
Alice Kurov. Yeah.
Yeah. Versus Halls.
Either way, the guy.
I'll be honest with you.
is
That
a
guy.
Khabib lookalike, okay?
That guy killed
seen
it. And
him.
actually, when he was walking through, I seen him by the entrance. I said, Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
Which
oh
means
yeah,
God
he's
is the
pointing up.
greatest.
Right, that's right. I remember
And he
pointed
looked up and he said, Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, that's right. Which
Amazing
is-
guy.
This is the guy. I don't know if maybe you could focus on that right there. And so this is the guy
Yeah.
turned off the other guy. Let me tell you, like I swear it looked like he just tapped him, and the guy went whoop. That was cool.
That guy dominated.
That was
the
cool.
fight.
And before that,
the first three early prelim fights
were knockouts.
were amazing knockouts.
Amazing
It was
knockouts, yeah.
Smith versus Porter,
Right.
Holmes versus Ribeiro,
Right.
and
And,
Halls versus Alice Kurov.
Yeah.
That was amazing, honestly. And the UFC
Yeah.
288 was just amazing time.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
We're not gonna go through the whole card, of course,
No, of
but
course
I
not.
just wanna touch up on the main ones. Also, the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
guy, poor Drew Dober. You know,
Oh
he was-
yeah.
I love Drew Dober, and he's an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
Had a bad night, and hopefully he's okay. I mean, the guy he fought, very tough guy, very tough guy. But going to Evlov and versus Lopez. Now that was one of the craziest fights I've seen. How many submissions did he get in? Like 6? He got him in 6 submissions,
Dude.
and he got out of it and
two
won the
of
fight.
them-
He still won the fight.
I know, but 2 of them were like, whoa! I thought he was going to snap his
Yeah.
arm or that leg lock.
Yeah.
And besides that, he had an ankle lock. He had like several foot locks. Like, bro, it was like a spider, bro. Like, you ever see a spider like do a web real quick?
Oh yeah.
Man, that guy was so fast. That Brazilian guy I'm talking about. But
Man.
this, like, RoboCop, Russian
Russian,
cop
bro.
looking guy, bro, just, and, you know, like, they make him look pretty big on TV, like they're taller or something. This guy was pretty stocky. short.
Evlov, man, he was an amazing fighter.
Man,
he did great. He like he mentioned after the fight, like Ramadan was a little tough on him.
Yeah.
And mashallah, tabarakallah, all the Muslim fighters,
Yeah,
they stuck through it
Yeah, man.
with the Ramadan, and they
they
were able to
do-
still compete,
Right.
which is crazy, man. I just
But
don't know how
that's
to
to
do it.
go. That's to say how fasting really does benefit the mind, the body, your
It
spirit.
does, it does.
So
Your
it's,
mental- yeah,
it's
your
just
mental-
goes to show.
Oh,
And it's
no.
like there's a whole scientific thing on it as well. You guys can always look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, going forth, like
Jan and Andreas, man. What'd you think about them?
it was fast and easy for Jan. But I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I honestly thought Jan was gonna. I thought it was about to be some purple faces, like
Yeah.
it was either gonna be decision or a knockout. And sure enough,
Jan
it was
gave you a
knockout. That
knockout.
counter punch got her quick. I mean, she literally didn't even realize she was on the ground, bro.
Honestly, Andreas, I thought was gonna dominate, and Jan surprised me. And
Yeah.
sorry, Jan, if I doubted you. But that division for sure is gonna be thinking twice on Russian Jan.
yeah.
great job.
Yeah.
Awesome fight.
Yeah, it was a good job.
I do want to skip the co-main event. I want to go straight to the main event first. Main event, Aljo versus Cejudo. What did you think of Cejudo and him coming off of a 3-year layoff?
I feel like, man, dude, he wasn't like I said, like, you know, I feel like for what he's done before and how explosive he was, how quick he was, it wasn't like how I thought or anticipated he'd be. But I'm sure he did his best, and he did. He showed,
did you feel like he was holding back?
But I feel like, yeah, it's as if he was holding back. Like, I feel like nervous. Yeah, because he's so talented. He coaches, you know, and he coaches. He helped out John Jones, and there's literally, you've seen that video where he tells John Jones what to do if this happens, that don't do it, and
he literally mimicked
it. And he used it, and then so it's like, I know this guy has a crazy high IQ on what to do, but it's just like, it's kind of like one of those things when he got in, it was like, now he became the fighter, not the coach, you know? And it's like sometimes you're in a fight or flight, so you take decisions based on...
Oh, that's all fight.
Yeah. All fight.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it was great. I think Aljo did take it. Yeah. But Henry, he did do something, but I just feel like he was holding back. He was nervous. You know, 3 years, long time. Haven't probably felt what it was like in the ring for a while, so that was probably going in his mind. He started doubting. So, but I mean, I wouldn't mind a run back. I wouldn't mind them if they ran it back.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
it was a very interesting fight.
Yeah, and I feel there was a lot of people who were surprised about Sterling winning. I guess that was also.
Yeah, I could see. So I could see why
people want to see that again.
100%. But you know what? That's also, you gotta remember, like when you're watching the fight versus when you watch back the fight.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. You start noticing certain things, and you know the judges they're seeing it because they're more experienced and they're watching fights constantly.
You're right. Then you know you have to sometimes accept, because this is such at a high level of of you know work, that it's not going to be kind of given easily. You know, it's not like the guy won the decision easily. You got 3-4 people watching.
True. Talking about how high level fight.
Yeah.
Co-main event, Belal, remember the name. Shout out to you, Belal.
Yeah, shout out.
And versus Gilbert Burns, who's also a humble person. And
good man.
Both coming off of short week notice. Yeah. One's coming off of a fight camp already.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns defeating Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
Who I guess he just sent home to retire.
Yeah.
And Belal Muhammad coming off of Ramadan.
Yeah.
And I know that we already know what that entails.
Yeah, and he had I believe his left foot.
He had an injury going into the fight.
Yes, going into
versus
the fight.
from what we know as of right now, we never heard anything that Gilbert Burns was coming into the fight injured.
Also,
we heard that he got injured during the fight.
True, and we also never heard of a 5-round co-main event.
Yeah, man, that's the first time I ever heard of a
Talk about, like...
What do you think of that? Do you like that? Do you feel it's more,
I mean,
right?
just like, you know, just like in some
that was
things
some gangsta ass shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's straight
some gangsta ass shit, bless. Hey,
what? It's not
Gilbert Burns, I'll take him in a 5-round fight. Come on.
Exactly. And it's not personal, and you know it's not personal because they had the same manager.
Yeah.
It's not about, Gilbert Burns ain't nothing. It's not disrespectful. No, Gilbert. It's about, hey, I respect Gilbert Burns. He's a friend of mine.
I need to show the world.
But I'm hungry to show the world what's good. So I'm willing. It's like he gave us 70% off.
He put it all on the line.
I swear. Because they even did I forgot what's his name. It's called Bad Man or something like that. What's the podcast? Or Madman? Madman maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You were watching it and I was obviously listening to it. But he was saying how him choosing to do a 5-round fight made him get technically paid less, like as if he did 70% more work, right?
Oh yeah,
and got paid the same. And that's just to show you, like, as much hate and as much criticism that
gets, it's crazy.
Dude, he gave the fans more.
Oh yeah, he literally is one of the most honestly most active fighters I've seen in the roster, let alone the whole UFC.
And it's not like he gave us
never turns down a fight.
Right, and it's not like he gave us something bad. Like, you know, some people are like, oh man, I don't know. The fight was kind of like, but it's like, bro, then you're not a person who watches fights.
Yeah,
because this type of fight, like going to, just speaking to you and Lou, Coach Lou, and going to the gym, just trying to hit a few pads, had showed me, now I can see if what the guy is doing and understanding that this guy is choosing and picking at the last minute, last second. And when it's correct, it hits.
And the way
when it's incorrect, he gets hit.
The way Belal's IQ is that he can adjust mid-fight, even in a street fight, even in any type of tournament. That is very hard to do, and for him to do it like that and make it so smooth and easy,
cool, man.
It looks so easy to him. And if you look, man, I get it. You know, he got injured, Gilbert Burns, in the fight due to Belal Muhammad fighting him.
Yeah,
you know,
Belal Muhammad, what are they gonna do?
He didn't make it easy for Gilbert. Yeah. He took him all 5 rounds, and dominantly.
And shout out to Gilbert for going 5 rounds. You know, not just ending the fight or throwing the towel, but you know, that's the danger that they go through. That's what they risk.
And they put it all on line that day.
Right, and they put it all on
line. Belal Muhammad, mashallah,
came up on top.
He deserves the title fight. He deserved the title fight.
Deserved it.
But now there's no denying him. And anybody that just tries to deny that is just a plain hater and doesn't care about it.
25 minutes was a breeze, he said, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's just the show. And that's, you know, what's crazy is like, he was doing great. And it's like, man, when he started training with Khabib, this guy came back with this, it's like a whole different type of fight and fighter. And mentality of a fighter.
Well, even before Khabib, I mean, yeah, of course, Khabib helped him a lot, of course. And I believe that he loves it over there because he's seeing new bodies, new pressure, you know, stuff like that, which is very good. But even though before Khabib, he was already dominating, man. He was doing it. He was on an 8-fight win streak or 7-fight win streak before he trained.
Before that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, just he had it right. And
now he wanted to perfect it.
Exactly. Like, that type of mentality for him to just want to even perfect it. Like, obviously we're doing fine, man. Yeah. I'm not saying you need Khabib or don't need Khabib, but it's like his mentality was, yo, if there's somebody out there that can even make my actions even more sharp or create a different type of action, I'll take it.
Let's go, Belal. Inshallah, let's go.
It's gonna be lit.
Title fight, we are gonna come. You're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm definitely going to title fight.
Yeah.
Wherever it's at, don't matter.
Mean, you know, in the beginning, I know
I'm excited. Yeah.
I sent the picture of Gilbert Burns versus Belal, and we sent it to Lou. Like, Lou, what was going on? He's like, I don't know yet. This, that. So then we found out.
I remember that.
Right. Yeah. Then we found out after a little while. You found out it's on. You're like, I'm going.
Yeah,
and then, bro, you would not. Like, thank God you didn't. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you would not stop because you're like, dude, we gotta go. Dude, this guy's co-main event. If he wins this, that's it. Win the title.
Yeah, you gotta experience that, and I think it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Right.
Honestly, humble people, man, the best of the best.
Yeah.
We're just here to always be thankful, you know, for what he puts, all that work on the line. What he went through.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I could only imagine, especially dealing with an injury during that.
Yeah.
It's gonna mess with your mind.
Yeah.
Taking on one of the toughest, and I think honestly, Gilbert is one of the toughest that anyone can face in that division.
I really like him, yeah.
Now it's just, to me, I believe that Belal could take anybody, man. Yeah. Anybody, and inshallah, Allah keeps him victorious. But man, it was a great experience. I mean, New York, I went there with you, first time for both of us. Yeah. Man, what was going through your mind in New York?
You know, we missed it, man. That's how nice it was. I'm not gonna lie, but I think, you know, for us to go there for 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 days is just a good amount of time.
Yeah.
To get enough of it, to when you leave, you miss it. So you have the hunger to go back again. You know, sometimes you go to a place and vacation and you realize, oh man, last year when I spent 4 days and this year I spent 7 days, I liked it more. It was more fun when I had 4 days there because it's like you don't want to burn out too much. But it was great, man. It was like just the type of city it is alone reminded me of my home country. You know, being out there, it's crazy because it's like that's the melting pot. And you can tell that a lot of ethnicities and culture is embedded in it, and the way that they, you know, live out there, it's different.
Man, it's big damn different.
It's just the convenience of $1 a slice at every corner. Like,
bro, you telling me? I can't live out there. See, if I live out there in New York, you guys are trying to get me fat.
I didn't even see that many joggers out there as much as Chicago.
They're just trying to those dollar pizzas. They're just trying to get people fat. I'm just telling you right now, and I can't live out there because of that reason.
Right.
But you guys have the best food to me.
Right.
It's amazing. I mean, can't compare it to the deep dish, of course. Oranges and apples, you can't compare that.
Yeah.
But Man, amazing pizza, even for $1.
Yeah.
Even when you go up to
Even
the
the ones
higher
that were
dollar
$1, right?
they were even better.
They're amazing.
And the tacos, shout out to Locos Tacos, man, in Manhattan.
Or was it Los Tacos?
Is it Los Tacos?
Yeah, Los Tacos #1.
Yeah.
And for real, they are number one.
They are number one.
Like I can't even eat a regular taco anymore. It's over.
If you guys go to New York, go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Los Tacos.
Yeah.
That is the best you can ever eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the experience was nice. These guys had me freaking driving or riding a bicycle, all
you
from
guys
Brooklyn.
Check out the video. He got some footage of him.
All the way to Manhattan. Yeah. So the video, little intro,
right.
and
you remember when I went to go get that
posted on YouTube.
You remember when I went to go get that electric bike, and then you're like, it doesn't work. And I tried it anyways, and then it didn't work.
Oh
and then you started laughing at me.
But I didn't think we were going that far, you know. And we ended up going from Brooklyn to Manhattan.
But then I went to go get a regular bike, and then somebody pulled up with an electric bike. And then I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take it. And I took the electric bike. How bad was that bike ride with that regular bike?
Oh my God, I had a regular bike and it killed me. But guess what? We did it again the next day. And I made sure for electric. Because Sam. So he kept trying to make me, oh no, don't worry, we don't. It's good. We can use the regular bike. He didn't even realize how bad it was gonna get for him.
Oh, trust me.
So he got an electric bike too the next day.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, if you guys want to see a lot of the fun stuff, like in a short little summary, go check out our YouTube page that you're gonna see that you're on now. We have the video uploaded, and it's gonna give you basically a brief summary.
What we did, just snippets and stuff, like for real. Check it out.
Cool,
it's a really cool
video.
Fans. Exclusive footage in there too, because we got backstage footage, we got some exclusive footage, we got great seats.
Oh yeah, man.
And so,
amazing.
We want you guys to relive our weekend.
Oh yeah.
We love to share it with you guys. So please stick around and we'll be back.
Yeah.
Take care.